Earlier this year, the movie Together went around the festival circuit, and some people were calling it one of their favorite horror movies over the last few years. Is it as good as some people are describing? Let's dive in. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Movie Dive. Today we're diving into Michael Shanks' first feature film, and that would be Together. Before I do dive in, please do not forget to subscribe to the Movie Dive. I'm trying to get this little channel to 1,000 subscribers in the year of 2025. And don't forget to click that little bell button. That'll give you notifications of what's going on the channel. So Together is a movie that got a lot of hype. I know it was playing during certain film festivals earlier in the year. I don't remember exactly which ones. In those type of film festivals, people watch nonstop indie films, and this is one of the main ones that they were talking about, saying that it was a very surprising and really good horror film. Of course, it is starring Dave Franco and Allison Brie, who are in a real-life relationship. These two actors have always been known for doing comedies, of course. Dave Franco, we all know him for working a lot with Seth Rogen. We all know he's the brother of James Franco. Allison Brie is most known for Community, which she's done a lot of stuff ever since. She did a movie called Freelance with John Cena a few years ago, which was on my top list of one of the worst movies of the year. But it is what it is. She's still a very likable actress. Since I went to an early screening of this, they had one of those moments before the movie, of course, where Dave Franco and Allison Brie appear on screen, thanking everyone for coming, one of those eye-rolling moments. But on that, you can definitely tell what kind of good chemistry these two characters have together. I was a little bit worried going into this movie because, again, it is a horror film, and these two actors I can't really seem to take seriously, and I've never seen them in a serious role before. I will say the scene leading up to the title card is very good. It reminds you a lot of John Carpenter's The Thing. He would be very proud. The rest of the movie does keep you pretty enticed throughout the whole runtime. Now, that worry I had about Dave Franco and Allison Brie, there's a lot of moments that they actually use comedy in this movie with the over-the-topness that they go with, and a lot of it does work. There are certain moments where they have to be more toned down and talk more serious, where I still just couldn't take Dave Franco's character seriously, because every time he talks, I just feel like I'm hearing someone speak sarcastically, especially after seeing in movies like The Artist or Neighbors, or most recently, he was in The Studio. He's just a funny guy, and I can't help it. Now, Dave Franco and Allison Brie do have good chemistry. You can definitely feel that on screen. A lot of times when you see two couples playing in a movie together, they of course have good chemistry, and it's quite annoying, but I do think it works in this movie. For this being the first feature film for Michael Shanks, I think he does a really good job directing. That is one of the strong points of the film, is the direction of everything going on, and the horror really pops out. There's some body horror in this movie that really works, and there's actually some scares that are quite effective. Now, the issue with the scares, I would say, is that all of them have typically been done before, specifically in the last 5 to 7 years. It's been a good trend in most horror films, and they continue that in this film as well. Now, a few months ago, I saw the movie Bring Her Back. It kind of has the same feel of that. This one is definitely more tame than Bring Her Back, but it does have the sense of there's not that many actors in the movie. You're in this house that's kind of small in the middle of nowhere, and of course, things start to happen. Now, in that sense, with the atmosphere reminding me of Bring Her Back, is a little bit of the issue of Together I had, is I feel like it was quite predictable. I did see everything coming that does happen. I feel like I could kind of see the future of where every single actor was going in this movie. Now, a lot of that, again, being because in the last 7 years, ever since Hereditary, it has been a trend to kind of copy certain horror films that are successful, and this definitely does that with the storylines. I understand that, again, of this being the first feature film of Shanks, that he wants to kind of play it a little bit more safe with the storyline. Being successful, he might go way outside of the box and do something absolutely crazy next time. Not to say that this doesn't, again, have really good horror elements in it, because a lot of people are really going to like it just for the simple fact of the body horror being really good, practical effects being really good. There's a lot of actually good jump scares, and there's a lot of good surprising moments with Dave Franco and Allison Brie. So again, I think I didn't like it as much as a lot of people are really loving this movie. However, it does remind me of when you go to a festival, you see a lot of films that you really don't like, and you're kind of over it, and suddenly you watch this movie together and you think, wow, that was a breath of fresh air. I really enjoyed that, and you really love it compared to everything else you've seen, so you give it a bit of a higher rating. Now, it has 100%, I guess, on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, that just, again, means that 100% of critics liked it, and I definitely would give it a passing liking. I would just say it's a little bit predictable. The number one fault of Together is the last 20 minutes of the movie. It didn't really work for me, especially the last scene of the film. It didn't do much for me either. I did not leave with a good taste in my mouth, but again, for what the movie was, I'll give it a little bit of a pass. So I'm going to go ahead and give Together a 62 out of 100. Have you guys seen it? Are you going to see it? Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Movie Dive, and we will see you next time.